set. We are at a tie match at the drop. Double gen pop to avoid the deadlock. They do go down. There is a haste status effect. They do have to be careful here. The hatch is going to spawn momentarily. Deadhard could get them the distance to get it too.
Really smart play on the ace. Oh my god, getting shot through the window.
No longer have distortion, and they are gonna teleport here. I think they get there in time. Yes!
Oh, the grab! Yes! That is disappointing. This is be a 4-man out because.
Yeah, but they will be able to block this. Yo, getting caught on that. Ace coming with the body block. Oh, they were here.
Hey, what is up, guys? It's Giltspire here, and welcome back to Champions of the Fog. I am joined here today by the king of pugs himself, the Pug King. How you doing today, friend?
I am doing well. What an honor it is to be with you today on Super Saturday. I can't wait to see these champions battle against each other. Gilt, thanks for the invite. I believe we're going straight into the games.
That we are, and we got Iconic versus Tribute. And we are going to go out swinging as we see Iconic here with the Spirit against Tribute Survivor team. And the Spirit finding the ace quite quickly here at the beginning of this match. Looks like Spirit going to be charging up their phase walk and going for the kill, but not able to get the hit.
Yeah, a little bit of anticipation there, a little bit of eagerness we see from Squirrel. Pretty cracked Spirit. I've seen him play numerous times, and not the start that Tribute wanted being found so soon, but pursuing Ace with a vengeance. And we think we're going to catch him unless there's going to be a cheeky balanced landing play. And there was, as he sprints off into the distance.
Honestly, really good plays here by the Ace, but followed up by a very cheeky hit there by the Spirit as well. Getting a pallet out of the way, but I will note Corrupted Invention, about a full minute has passed. I imagine gens are flying, and I think the Spirit knows it too, as they are going to jump off the Ace and instead try and push these survivors off these generators.
Owly, the captain, has just been spotted as Squirrel pursues, but no, breaks chase, goes back and kicks that gen, making sure they keep that pressure up, trying to get the most out of Corrupt. We've got half the Survivor team down. Good start by Squirrel. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, and I don't know if you've noticed as well, but those generators are highlighted in yellow, so that there means either a Call of Brine or Eruption, though the survivors will know quite soon that is in fact a Eruption, as an overcharge skill check will activate the next time they touch that generator.
Such a strong Park Eruption, gives so much time for the killer, disabling what the survivors can do. Virtually, basically nothing, but just try to survive and run around. Again, a brilliant phase as comes out swinging, and Ada falls like a sack of spuds on the floor.
Absolutely. Yeah, honestly, really good chases here by the survivors, and honestly, the chase took a lot longer than I was expecting here from the Spirit, so amazing job here, really keeping the Spirit at bay. However, no generators have been completed yet, and both those active gens we saw earlier were getting regressed by overcharge and then a 10% regression from Eruption as well. But there it is, the first gen of the match has been completed, and looks like we are once again on the Ace.
A double, I was expecting a double pop there, but you're right. The regression did put the Squirrel under pressure, has left the hook, which we thought would hit camp and squeeze some of that time out, but it's gone out all guns blazing to try and put that pressure back on the survivors and ensure not many gens get done, as F now goes down and he's about to go onto the hook.
Yeah, absolutely. Second hook, and I'm not sure if you noticed it earlier, but keen-eyed viewers may have noticed it as the score event did pop up for a second time now, that there is also a Scourge Hook Pain resident, and looks like we have found an injured
cheeky
Serena
slap.
here as well.
Serena taking, and the captain goes down. You don't disrespect Squirrel by slapping him in the face. Cheekily went down straight away, but has left slugging and is making their way back to the hook. Or have they seen something I haven't seen with a survivor around here? I'm not quite sure. What do you think, Gil?
Were some scratch marks leading their way over to the unhook. However, Spirit unable to identify where they have gone, and it looks like this arena picked up either that or a unbreakable has been used. But unfortunately for Tribute, this does mean that the Spirit is able to sit around the hook and progress ace to second stage.
And I think that was a smart play to go back and ensure that pressure is being put back on, because we know either that was unbreakable or a rescue by one of the teammates, which means they're not on a gen. In fact, only 4 have been done. I think this is a good start by Squirrel, just as he blindly swings out of nowhere, contradicting what I'm saying. But yeah, I like this game already.
Yeah, this is a really tough spot for the Survivors. They really need to crank out gens, and it's possible that they may have actually chalked ace up as a loss here, as I don't know if you've noticed, but no one has gone for the unhook yet. We saw a gen regression there in the distance and another overcharge as well. These Survivors might be realizing that they need to get gens done fast.
And I think maybe a little bit of panic is trying to set in from a communication. I actually thought he was going to die on hook there, considering the other survivors on the other side of the map. Again, only 4 gens been done. As Jer goes on, we are now at 4 hooks. This is a tight spot for Tribute on the first game already.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we do see Tribute with a Spirit mirror match after this, so they will have their chance on the Wretched Shop. However, having only 1 gen done thus far and 4 gens left to go, it's going to put their Spirit in a very difficult position, to say the least, against the iconic Survivor team if they aren't able to get another gen completed here.
Yeah, a lot of pressure on that Spirit off. Who is the best Spirit? But Squirrel has come out all guns blazing from his side. A lot of pressure is going to be put on. I just wonder if this is riskable by Tribute. But as we've seen, the strongest starts can turn into the poorest of finishes.
Yeah, absolutely. We have seen time and time again not to count the Survivors out until the entity sings. But we do see Lori going down here at this pallet. Scourge Hook Pain Resonance once again coming in, regressing to gens with the most progression by 15%. I mean, the amount of gen regression we're seeing here is absolutely insane, even without the Spirit taking the time to kick gens with Eruption and Overcharge.
I was wondering what kind of tune the entity would sing when that game was over, Gilt. Any ideas?
Oh, it's the sound of 4 survivors all dying at the same time in the basement. Is the most beautiful sound as a killer main.
To a beautiful Christmas jingle. We are in the first week of Christmas. But Ada has been found and hit. 2 on hook. Is nowhere to be seen. This is the stuff heroes are made from, but a really tough spot for Tribute as Squirrel is running amok. Woke up this morning with murder on his mind, and his brand of cereal was Tribute Survivors.
Absolutely. We do see that gen over here regress by 15%. We see the ace sticking to the gens. Once again, Survivors realizing that they ain't going to get many people out of that exit gate, so we might as well get as many gens as possible. Unfortunately, though, that Scourge Hook Pain Resonance just being a thorn in their side time and time again.
Yeah, and 1 on hook, 2 survivors down. F must be cranking. They must try and get at least 1 or 2 gens to give their Spirit Mirror a chance, because that is an incredible amount of pressure to put on. But Squirrel making this look particularly easy for this particular game, as he camps out Kiro, trying to bait them to come off. But I think they'll just be focusing on gens, like you said, Gil.
Yeah, we see him once again, this ace trying desperately to get the second gen completed, using the resources that have been left from Survivors prior to gate a little bit of distance, and they will get some here. Looks like a deliverance in the distance as well from the Ada, though. If I'm not mistaken, that actually might be a renewal, in fact.
I think so. Yeah, I was confused by that. I'd like to see the overall VOD. Survivors are now regrouping. We see a reset from Owly and Jer at the bottom there, although we see trying to read the names and the characters from afar, but we saw two of the survivors scurrying in different directions. They're trying to regroup now. I just hope they get at least another 2 gens out.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely trying. We see this gen over here. The Ace has been on time and time again. However, Ace put himself into a bit of an awkward position. Not a lot of resources left here in this corner, and they're going to have to make a mad dash away as Spirit will have their phase walk up and ready to pursue the chase.
Absolutely, and Air finally has been spotted and looking for that first kill as he goes down. And I think this is the end of Air as he's grabbed, unless someone comes out of the bushes like a hero to save them. But it doesn't look that way, and Air goes on for their death.
It does not appear, and that will be the first survivor sent back to the campfire via the entity. Mind you, Ada and Lori not far behind, as Zarina is only survivor here, left with 2 hook states to give before being sent back to the campfire themselves. And looks like they are splitting up gen pressure here. A lot of gens with a decent amount of progression. The question is, will they be able to complete one of them before the Spirit rings the bell, ending this match?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I'm still surprised we haven't seen another gen, considering the positions that we see. Ada trying to distract and pull Squirrel away. I would bank on them working on the one in the far, but Squirrel's doing a fantastic job at patrolling such a wide area and preventing the survivors go. But we need to see it ping fast, or this could go horribly wrong for Tribute's first match, which will shake their confidence going into the second one.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things that we talk about all the time, is how the first killer of every match really does set the pace and the mindset of not only their team themselves, but also the opposing team, as it can really rattle a team when going down like this. And we will see Ada sent back to the campfire once again, and another Spirit Chug Pain Resonance regressing the most progressed gen. We do see the Lori there in the distance. Mind you, the Spirit will have to be mindful of this next kill, as Zarina, who we see there, is not just dead yet.
You must have the eyes of a hawk. I don't know how you saw that, but that is fantastic eyemanship on the screen now. I couldn't see them in the distance, but the survivors still bunched up again, making it easy. Owly and JT in the same area, and Squirrel's easily going to pick these off. Both of them half injured, and not a gen in sight to be completed.
Yeah, I mean, we see the Spirit here doing something really smart. They see the Lori lingering around, not wanting to give up on this gen. The Zarina kind of caught out in a corner as well, and this gen is so close to being completed. If the Zarina just had not been found, there is a very real possibility that they may have been able to do so, but unfortunately here, with that overcharge and eruption, I just do not foresee it happening. However, a miss from the Spirit.
I mean, that's one of the first mistakes he's made, and you can forgive him for that, but how frustrated must you be to have a gen so close and just this annoying blue woman phasing in and out and preventing you from doing it. Owly, the captain, down, hopefully not out. JT being hunted and pursued for Squirrel's 4K.
Yeah, I mean, we do
I called him Spiro there. He's merging from Squirrel into Spiro.
Yeah, we see the Spirit here kind of hunting about. May have not realized that the Zarina is not on death hook, so they do not need to worry about a hatch escape just yet. So they will be able to go for the hook here, and that does leave the Zarina on hook to suicide out. However, do you want to note the Lori does get a heal off, make them a little bit more difficult to kill on a hatch standoff.
Yeah, so it's interesting to see Owly basically progresses to death. Jer is going to try and get down into hatch, but I can't see him squeezing by. Squirrel is too sharp a killer today. It's a really tough position for them to be in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unless we see a miracle getting through the exit gate, I'm not quite sure. Gil, what do you think?
I haven't really paid much attention here on the exit gates so far, so it is a little bit difficult for me to say for certain. However, it's definitely not set the wrong possibility. Do want to point out that Owly currently holding on for dear life, not suiciding out just yet, so potentially setting up for something, whether that be a unhook or a hatch escape, maybe a setup at the exit gates. It's very hard to tell, but time is ticking. Only 5 seconds or so left before they are sent back to the campfire via the entity, and it will be all left on the shoulders of the lorry to try and escape for some extra points.
We're going to see some AT music played in the distance, and Jer sprint out, dive through that hatch. At Squirrel pauses for a second. I don't think so. It's interesting to see. We'll find out now. No.
Yeah, it does
My
not appear
hopes and dreams, my hopes and dreams of an adventure video played with dramatic music are ditched.
I will say here, exit gates were pretty far away. It's not at the wrong possibility. It's going to come down to the wire. Will the lorry be able to get out? And with that body block, I do not think so.
I mean, that they're taking great happiness in getting that door open, but that was a tough day at the office for Tribute, as Squirrel, or Sprirrel as we may call him now, has 4K'd, and an excellent game from them as Tribute are under pressure for their killer. I think Iconic, all they need to do is 2 gens to take the first set, right?
Yep, that is correct. So Iconic in a really good position here to take set number 1. But as he said before, we have seen stranger things happen, so we'll not count Tribute out just yet, as we are going to be switching sides and getting Tribute set up on the Spirit. But with that being said, before we do that, we are going to take a quick break. As a reminder, you the viewers, are our sponsors. So all the ads that you watch, all the bits that you tip, all the subs that you buy, and of course all the Rogue Energy you buy using the code COTF, go supporting the prize pool for Group A and Group B. With that being said, we'll be back in just a bit. right, and we are back for trial number 2 of set number 1, Iconic versus Tribute. And we got Tribute Spirit versus Iconic Survivor Team. And for those who may have missed trial number 1, Tribute has quite the uphill battle as they are going to need to get a 4K at 1 gen completed in order to tie set number 1. What do you think, Bug King? Are they able to do it?
I think anything's possible. I just can't get over Squirrel's first game. What an excellent display of spirit. But Blonic has also proven themselves to be a very good killer. That is a tough mountain to climb. Iconic only need 2 gens. We know how difficult it is. They're going to have to come out swinging and make sure they're patrolling and keeping that pressure on them gens to be in with a chance just to draw, let alone avoid them losing this first set.
Yeah, absolutely. We do see a very quick chase here, though, on the Jake, so that is great news for them, and a very early hit as well. If they can follow this up with a quick down, that would be huge for Tribute, to say the least. We do see the Spirit trying to track these scratch marks, going back into the corner, going for the swing, and the miss. However, they're without any resources here.
Sorry, I screamed, but that was just an unlucky miss, but managed to pull it out. You're right, no resources, a hook just there. The start that Tribute wanted to get someone on quickly needs to make sure he goes over them gens and not camps out that hook, because these 2 survivors entering the shack.
Yeah, we see both these survivors here. 55-second gen without Prove Thyself. However, we will see that gen highlighted in yellow. So it could be Corruption or a Colubrine, and a very good hit here on the Claudette. This Spirit out for blood already.
Blonic using their inner synergy powers with the Survivor team, guessing where they are, coming out swinging, and got a perfect hit there. And he's pursuing. We saw 1 survivor being saved. We know them 2 aren't on a gen as we see Claudette running into Shack. He's starting off well.
Yeah, absolutely. However, Claudette with a very good chase here. We see that gen no longer regressing. They're going to need to keep an eye on that lest they do lose the match. Also, want to note here that we have not seen the Ada, if I'm not mistaken, who I would imagine is on a gen far off in the distance.
Far, far away, cranking it out, telling them, keep that spirit busy, keep that spirit busy. As soon as that gen pings, that adds that extra level of pressure. There it goes. That is an incredible amount of pressure that they're playing for a draw now, which is a massive challenge for Pure Blonic to overcome.
To say the least. However, another really quick and good find here on the Ada. Also want to notice the entity blockers in the distance, that there being a deadlock, so that will slow things down just a bit.
Yeah, a great perk to keep that pressure on. Kind of surprised me that Squirrel was crouched down as she come out of phase, but Claudette is about to go down now. Oh no, what was that? A cheeky dead hard?
No, that there was the base kit BT.
It was the base,
unfortunately for the Spirit, they just were not able to count to 10 fast enough. And BT coming in to save the Claudette from going down and getting tunneled out. With that gen there about to be completed, things are looking quite grim for Tribute.
Yeah, the pressure is on. We knew it was going to be a challenge, but at least they've come out swinging, and the confidence of Blonic is leaving these survivors and trying to keep that pressure up and chasing and trying to tunnel Claudette out here. We see her just here, but needs to do it quickly, otherwise we may see a double gem ping in a second.
However, really, really good play there by the Spirit. Kind of faking that phase walk there, waiting for it to charge up, and all Claudette could do was kind of sit and wait, and there we go. However, with that gen as progressed as it is, I would imagine the survivors doubling, tripling up, and there it is. Iconic with the second gen. They will take set number 1 here. Now it really does come down to Blonic here kind of hyping up their survivor team. And their team in general for set number 2, as we are going to be moving to the Suffocation Pit with Tribute's Artist leading us off.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. How Blonic plays now will really set the tone, show them the belief that, look, let's keep this scoreline as close as we possibly can. You can see the skills here. It does look like that we're going for their first kill, but no, another gen goes there. He'll want to try and keep that to keep the morale of the team going into set number 2, especially killing first.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll say here, really quick and early kill here. Honestly, against this Survivor team, they have done an amazing job. However, Jake in a little bit of distance here, getting the pallet drop as well. And Spirit is now once again in chase as we do see Deadlock on that gen. I feel like Deadlock has been on that gen the entire way through, and looks like the Spirit is keen on trying to stop it from being completed, but Nia coming in with the sprint burst and just sneaking it underneath the Spirit's nose.
A complete disrespect for the Spirit to come and finish that in. Snuck, as you said, kneeled down in front of her and went ahead, sacrificed themselves to get that down, but that is just chipping away at Tribute's confidence. 4 gens done compared to the 1 gen done. That is also going to rock if Blonet's going to go in and be the killer for the second set also. But here we go. He's going to be downed here.
Yep, we see the Jake going to the comp corner and will get down for it. I mean, really good position here for Tribute, all things considered. 2 down, though Nia getting right back up. Could be an unbreakable, could have been assisted from the Ada, but I believe this here is Jake's second hook so far in this match, as they are one step closer to being sent back to the campfire via the entity.
Absolutely, and I think Blonick is gagging to get a 4K here, although I think there's going to struggle, but he's pulling up a good fight none the same. I hope to get more kills so that we can see a very competitive second set.
Yeah, absolutely. Ate up the early drop there, not realizing the Spirit did not exactly know where they had gone. However, Nia also being found out, though sprint bursting away, getting a little bit of distance as they do approach the shack. Spirit will instead go for the Ada. I think this actually could be a 4K with 1 gen remaining if things keep up the way they are.
And I think that will be a good result for this, considering the way they've been playing and pursuing the captain here. What kind of message does that send to take them out? I think he's just going to pursue this person until they're out. So we may see that last gen be done, but Mazzara is definitely going to progress out.
Yeah, we're seeing the Nia trying to come in here, and really it's going to come down to the patience of Blonick, whether or not they're going to be able to wait them out. They do not. Nia will actually not be able to get the grab in time. Jake going back to the campfire via the entity with that progression, and that is huge for Tribute here, as they now only have an injured Ada left to keep them in this match.
That was either beautifully done or poorly done, but beautifully done by Tribute or poorly done by Iconic. But that was a good result for Tribute to get a 4K. We see that slug down. Squirrel injured. He's hunting for him. And I think he just saw him in the corner with the glint of my eye. I think he's just there as the scratch marks come out and Ada is down.
Yeah, honestly, that was the turning point of the match right there. Blonick a little bit too aggressive on the hit, but it worked out in their favor as Nia just was unable to get it. And we do see Blonick going to be taking some time waiting out the potential deliverance, as we have not seen the Ada or the Nia hooked before this.
Yep. Sorry, I was drinking a glass of water. You caught me off piece there. As we go back to find the 4th survivor for that 4K, this is what Tribute wanted. A bit more confidence going into the second set. I look forward to see how they approach the next game with the Artist and then Iconic's twins. 2 very different killers, 2 different play styles. Be interesting to see which one wins out as we go into set number 2. As these 2 will phase out.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we were seeing them kind of hang here for a moment. Obviously, they cannot attempt the 4%. However, I will note here that there is the possibility of a deliverance to a hatch escape if the Spirit is not careful. However, Squirrel going to move to second stage. No deliverance from them, so it could be on the Nia, though I'm not sure if we saw them successfully get a unhook. And there
we go.
There's the deliverance. They're off to the races. 10 seconds of BT keeping them up unless they can get to a resource fast enough, but not much appearing here in the middle, and Nia will go back down without a decisive strike, which we have not seen so far this match. They will not be going back to the campfire, and that might be the hatch escape.
I think that would be a good ending for it. No, did it get in?
No, the spirit closed it just in time.
Oh, I don't know what was happening there, whether it was lag or not, but there was a moment where I thought she snuck in. That Nia is determined, has been a pain for this spirit all game, but ends up on the hook as a 4K goes ahead.
Yeah, that was insane to say the least. Really amazing job there by the Survivor team setting up for that hatch escape. I want to point out though, Spirit not getting deterred in the face of adversity and phase walking right through the Nia, closing the hatch right on them and going for that 4K. So that is probably huge for a tribute. And with that being said, that there will be the end of set number 1, trial number 2. And we are going to get set up here for set number 2 on the Suffocation Pit. But before we do want to remind you all today, as we take a quick break, that we are partnered with Pugdom. Pugdom is a competitive Dead by Daylight community very similar to ours here. They, in fact, hosted the second half of Group B over on their channel, and they'll be hosting the entirety of Group B next season as well. So make sure you stop on by, say hi, and drop a follow, so that way you can see more of the Pug King himself casting with his co-hosts. But with that being said, we'll be back in just a bit. All right, and we are back for set number 2, Iconic versus Tribute. And we are about to see Tribute's Artist on the Suffocation Pit. What are your thoughts on Artist here, Pug King? I personally am a huge fan of them, and I feel like matches